This is the number one reason most people fail with social media marketing. So as I said earlier, the quickest win would be, this is not, let me repeat, it is not just pushing the boost button. If you are a business owner and you're looking at doing social media marketing, you definitely have to. I've seen a lot of these gurus online claiming that Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, some SEO will work, but only if you buy their course. I'm not here to do any of that today. In fact, it really pisses me off that people do that. So I've decided to make this video where I will literally decompose digital marketing for the total beginner who owns a business, for them to understand where to invest their money and where the best ROI is for them. If you're keen to hear this, please drop me a like below and subscribe. It really motivates me to put out more content to help more people out there in this regard. I've helped big e-commerce brands and I've helped mom and pop shops grow their businesses and achieve their goals online. Now I'm also here today to tell you that the strategies aren't particularly different. There are a bunch of fundamentals you need to understand about digital marketing. And as I said, you can then decide where to throw your money at and perhaps hire someone to execute on these ideas. So without further ado, let's get into the quick wins you can do in digital marketing in order to better your business. This may be a bit of a longer video, so I would suggest having some time to watch it all in one go and let it digest. And to be honest with you, if you don't have about 10-15 minutes to invest in watching a video that will help you understand and grow your business online, chances are your business isn't going to be around in 5 years' time. So if you want, click off this, go watch epic fails videos on YouTube. But I kind of want to have only people here watching that are going to take action and actually execute on the ideas and strategies I mentioned here. Let's do this. I just want to clarify that this video will be more for the beginner, the business owner. It is the fundamentals on what you need to know in order to get results and understand what is being done when you are trying to achieve something online or you are paying someone to do something for you online. So the biggest fundamental you need to understand is that digital marketing is namely split into two avenues: search engine marketing and social media marketing. Now, everyone and their mother's dog think that they are a social media marketing expert. This is not true. Social media marketing has got a really bad rap by a whole bunch of gurus that have put out a bunch of rubbish content and made people believe that they can be something they're not. Sorry, I said it. It is actually quite a fine art in collecting the relevant data points from social media platforms and encompassing them into a marketing campaign. Search engine marketing, one of my loves and passions, is the art of, you guessed it, marketing in a search engine, namely Google and YouTube. Now, I'll leave a link below to my one video where I talk about a Google My Business. A Google My Business is one of the best ways to generate leads as a local business. If you rank in the Google My Business in the top 3 for a particular area, I can almost promise you're getting 2 to 5 calls a day for whatever your service is: locksmith, plumber, electrician. Also, another aspect in search engine marketing would be Google Adwords that the business owner would need to look at. This is paying Google in order to place your chosen adverts to your website above the organic results. Now, I believe this is dying tremendously at the moment because people are starting to wake up to the fact that people are paying to be there. It's not the best people for the job necessarily that are at the top. And number 3 would obviously be your website. Now, when clients come to me, I always ask them, is your website a salesman for your business? Ideally, you want testimonials on there. You want exactly it is what you do. Perhaps some pricing. You want the ease of contact from your website to you as a business owner to be very easy. And you want lots of things pushing people to that Now, the most fundamental thing to understand when it comes to search engine marketing is, in my opinion, SEO, search engine optimization. Bear with me, I know I'm throwing a lot of acronyms around here. Search engine optimization is the art of getting your website, your Google My Business, your YouTube video to the top of a particular search term. For instance, in this Google My Business video, I've linked down below, I'll explain how when you Google a particular term like locksmith near me, plumber near me, the organic rankings pop up, and there are ways to manipulate that and do specific things to your website and online assets that Google favors and ranks you higher in the search engines. Now, you can only imagine that ranking organically is much better than ranking with AdWords. And I always say to my clients, SEO is like a tree. It's like a tree, you grow. So where AdWords is maybe like a little seedling, you just chuck in and it dies quickly because you throw money at it and the ad spend's gone. SEO is nurturing a tree. It takes some time, but once it grows into a big, powerful tree, it's very hard to move out of those top ranking positions for particular terms. Right, now that we've gone over search engine marketing, we can dive a bit more into social media marketing. As I said before, Facebook and Instagram, good platforms to advertise. They've just got a really bad rap by a lot of marketers that think they know what they're doing but don't. Now, when we are advertising on Instagram and Facebook, this is not, let me repeat, it is not just pushing the boost button for a chosen demographic. I actually couldn't believe it the other day. I was on a call with a client, a tutoring center, and they were telling me that the previous agency they got literally chose interests such as BMWs, Mercedes, Rolexes, high expensive items, because they were trying to push into a expensive bracket for attracting kids in a small town to come to the tutor center. When you are social media marketing, you want to be pulling points, data points from things like the Facebook page that has hopefully organic likes, an email list. There's even a way to upload an email list into Facebook or Instagram to start targeting people with those names or that email address, and create lookalike audiences from those data points. So for instance, if I have a page that has 10,000 likes for, let's say, the tutoring company, Facebook allows me to create a lookalike audience of that particular chosen data point. So those 10,000 people can become 20, 30, 40, 50 as Facebook scours their location, their interests, and demographics in order to assume who else may be interested in your brand. More so than actually getting the exact data points right is remarketing on Facebook and Instagram. Now, ideally you want to be running 2 campaigns when you are doing Facebook and Instagram advertising. One where you cast the net out and see who comes in, and the second one to people that are already familiar with your brand, perhaps showing them a new product or new service and trying to familiarize yourself more with them. Another way to market on Facebook and Instagram, obviously, is to pump out lots of content. This hasn't proven that effective in the most recent years, as Facebook and Instagram have totally killed their organic search in order to try and make more money, and it's pay per play, as people say now. But one of the biggest things to go viral what that used to be would have been engagement. The more people that are engaging and commenting and liking and engaging with your posts, the more people it would be pushed to. Currently, if I was to do social media marketing for content and engagement purposes only without being paid, I would go straight to LinkedIn. LinkedIn currently has the biggest organic search at the moment for social media networks. I had a friend the other day that actually started a poll on LinkedIn and it reached 5,000 people. He didn't even spend a cent on boosting it or trying to get it out to more people. That would never happen on Instagram or Facebook. Another way to market on Facebook and Instagram, obviously, is to pump out lots of content. This hasn't proven that effective in the most recent years, as Facebook and Instagram have totally killed their organic search in order to try and make more money, and it's pay per play, as people say now. But one of the biggest things to go viral what that used to be would have been engagement. The more people that are engaging and commenting and liking and engaging with your posts, the more people it would be pushed to. Currently, if I was to do social media marketing for content and engagement purposes only without being paid, I would go straight to LinkedIn. LinkedIn currently has the biggest organic search at the moment for social media networks. I had a friend the other day that actually started a poll on LinkedIn and it reached 5,000 people. He didn't even spend a cent on boosting it or trying to get it out to more people. Here are a list of quick wins for any business that wants to generate more leads or expand their customer base. So as I said earlier, the quickest win would be a Google My Business and a ranking strategy for the Google My Business. It is no point in having a Google My Business if it is on page 10 for absolutely every term. For that, you would need a system, possibly multiple listings verified, which is quite difficult to do, and removing duplicate listings in the area of your business. This only hampers and dilutes the traffic that has been sent to your Google My Business. Number 2 would be a social media advertising strategy. I'll be going into what a Facebook pixel is and how we use this to data test and remarket to the relevant people we are trying to sell our product or service to. Another strategy to look at is a Google Adwords advertising strategy. Now, I am no fan of this, as I've been very vocal in other videos about it as well. However, there is still some value in it and people are still clicking on the Google ads. I do believe there are a lot of bots in the country currently that are, or not even in the country, in general, that are, people are paying these click farms or bots to click on your ads, which is called click fraud. So click fraud is basically when your competitors click on your ad and force you to spend your advertising budget. The fourth thing you should be focusing on are your landing pages. Ideally, you never want to send someone you have paid to get to your website to a crappy page where they don't understand. You want to optimize that page with videos, with call to actions. You don't want that person to be lost. You want to guide them through your marketing funnel. And another quick one for the business is that you need to be measuring your traffic to your website, your Google My Business, and your social media pages. You need to know how many people you are pushing to those assets and how many of them are converting into paying customers. If you are pushing 2 million people to your website a month and converting no one, you need to take a step back and go and optimize your website, optimize your Google My Business, perhaps change your service offering, change something in order to start doing a thing which us marketers call, which is split testing, in order to see where the sweet spot is for your business, where those conversions are higher than none. So guys, as I've already gone through before, search engine marketing, we have our Google with our Google My Business, Google AdWords, but more so I want to touch on that a lot of people aren't actually pushing at the moment is YouTube and YouTube ads. A very effective, cost-effective way in order to get more exposure and interest in your business. Now, I know there are a lot of camera shy people out there and you are able to create ads through even a gig on like Fiverr where you can just push the ads out to people who are interested in particular ideas or products online on YouTube. Branching off from Google into our website, the Google tools you would need to set up in order to measure your traffic would be Google Search Console and Google Analytics. Google Search Console is basically a platform that allows you to see where you are ranking for specific words, terms, and phrases in Google. So for instance, I own a digital marketing agency and we rank, let's say, I think we rank number 3 for SEO reselling South Africa. I found that out through Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is a very key tool in order to see how your website is progressing and if it is progressing up the Google ranks. Now, Google Analytics does something very similar. It measures the amount of traffic and conversions to your site. Now, there are a million ways to set up conversions, but for the total beginner, you just need to have Google Analytics set up on your site to see how much traffic's coming to your site. There's no point in having a website that you do not know how it is performing. Now, as I've hammered on before, it is very important to rank your Google assets, aka your website and your Google My Business. These are going to be the biggest money makers for you online, regardless of what any guru says to you. This is the 3-map pack stack. It is basically what Google spits out when you are in a general area when Googling a specific term. These 3 listings over here are what is being spat out by Google at the moment when Googling the term real estate agent. Now, there are definitely ways to optimize this and get you up to the tops of this. You can only imagine how valuable an incoming lead is from someone that just Googled real estate agent in an expensive area, found your number at the top, presses call. That's sometimes $10,000 to 500,000 Rand worth of money just waiting because you actually took the time to hire someone or learn how to rank a Google My Business in the map stack. So pushing down on this again, this is a program I use called Local Viking that helps people see how their Google My Businesses are doing. So usually in the eye of the storm, basically where your Google My Business is, you will have better rankings. So these points on the map here, there are 13 points with 1K radius between each of them. So you covering 13 by 13Ks, which is massive. So as you can see here in the middle, this client here was ranking number 1 in these spaces, and then number 4, 5, and 6. Now, even number 5 for a Google My Business listing is very high. You want to be ranking in the top 3 to be getting those calls and expanding outwards. This client currently now is sitting on about 75%, just a green square, and their calls have gone up. The Google My Business also allows you to see in the back how many calls are being made, what customers are doing, etc., etc. And it's a very good barometer for us SEO guys in order to see if we're doing our jobs correctly. Here's just a before and after of what we did with my clients. It's actually an after before there. Sorry about that. As you can see, before they weren't doing too great. Lots of red, not ranking at all. And they're ranking relatively well now, which I'm very pleased with. Their calls have shot up. If you are a business owner and you're looking at doing social media marketing, you definitely have to ensure your Facebook pixel is set up. So what is a Facebook pixel? Facebook pixel is basically a line of code that allows us to track who has been to your website, Facebook page, Instagram page, and allows you to remarket to them as well as collect data on who may use the brand. So for instance, if I have a Facebook pixel on Viral Marketing's website, which I do, anyone that comes to that website, I'm now able to track through Facebook or Instagram, meaning I'm able to now remarket to them on Facebook or Instagram and vice versa. This is the number one reason most people fail with social media marketing. They don't have a Facebook pixel set up. They do not understand it. Their marketers don't understand it. This allows us to get into the back end and really push down on those data points that help with extreme targeting for the campaigns we run. So guys, that was a very basic overview of digital marketing. I hope by now you have a better understanding of what's what. I know I kind of threw the kitchen sink at you, but basically if I was a small business owner with no digital online presence, the first thing I would work on is my website and my Google My Business in order to start generating more leads. Once those are ranked, you can start looking to more things like social media, advertising, and social media content posting and engagement. Cool guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think.